Tonight on News 5 Live, a wheelchair-bound youth is tragically shot and killed on Rivera Street. But was 18-year-old Trayson Gibson the intended target? The Professional Standards Branch is now investigating claims of police involvement in Joshua Hall's murder. Meanwhile, a fire in San Pedro has left 12 families homeless just before the new year. Manuel Morales has been arraigned for the arson of the Hochendani vehicles. And in a concerning development, agriculture officials have confirmed Belize's first case of screwworm. These stories and more are coming up in 1 minute.
Cooking just got easier with Kent Oils, your go-to choice for every dish. Available in 3 sizes and 3 great options: vegetable, corn, or canola oil. Perfect for frying, baking, sauteing, or grilling. Kent Oils deliver the quality you trust with a clean, natural flavor for all your cooking needs. Conveniently available at stores near you. Exclusively distributed by Unitex Company Limited.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Monday, December 30th. I am Sabrina Daly. In 2022, Trayson Gibson was shot while living in the Mahogany Heights community. He was only 15 when the bullet left him paralyzed from the waist down. He then moved in with his grandmother on Rivera Street in Belize City, where she took care of him. Despite his circumstances, Trayson never gave up hope that he would walk again and find a good job. On Sunday night, he ventured out into the neighborhood on his motorized wheelchair, accompanied by several young men, including Albert Welch. Suddenly, 2 men on a motorcycle appeared and opened fire. Multiple shots were fired, fatally injuring Gibson and wounding Welch. We begin our newscast tonight with the deadly violence that marked the end of the weekend. Here's News 5's Isani Cayetano with the story.
A volley of gunshots from an unnamed attacker wreaked havoc on Rivera Street on Sunday night, sending a group of young men scrambling for cover. Unfortunately, 18-year-old Trayson Gibson, confined to a wheelchair after being shot back in 2022, could not escape the hail of bullets.
The intended target wasn't him. Definitely, I could have get it before. They have hours to wait to see when they come for make it go down, they go talk, and nothing never happened. So I knew he wasn't the intended target, but as a gun, they talk. I don't know if 10 minutes after they say, I don't know, I wasn't down there. But when we hear a bam bam, I jump out, me and my sister, and we said a gunshot. But then when we run out here, I hear then they had my grandson name, so I know gone. I freeze right by there and I stay there, everybody else gone. Because I never want to go.
When the gunfire finally stopped, neighbors sprang into action, rushing the gravely injured Trayson Gibson to the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital. Despite being able to breathe and talk, Gibson tragically succumbed to his injuries from the brutal attack. The neighborhood is now mourning the heartbreaking loss of the teenager, as it seems gang activity is flaring up once again in that part of Belize City.
I just passed the man and I gone home for a cup of coffee and sit down in my house. I feel like dynamite. But when I heard the lead breaking it and then they come on again, I said, no, man, I had a gunshot. But I remember I left my son out there, so I run outside. When I reach outside, I see the commotion. I see man, the chauffeur, man, pan ground. When I can just see a young boy in the wheelchair, my neighbor, I just left out here. I said, man, well, I just jumped in my vehicle, bring the vehicle up and try. The man talk all the way to the hospital for me. I said, talk, the man tell me, see nothing.
It all happened in a flash. The shooter appeared out of nowhere, fired multiple shots at the unsuspecting group, and then vanished into the night.
Police responded to a shooting in Belize City on Rivera Street. Upon arrival, they learned that 2 persons had been shot, Trayson Gibson and Andrew Welch. Police visited the KHMH where information that Trayson Gibson succumbed to his injuries. Information was received that they were both on Rivera Street when a motorcycle pulled up with 2 persons. One fired several shots towards them, causing the fatal injuries to Trayson Gibson. And a gunshot to the foot of Andrew Welch. Andrew Welch was treated and released. We have several persons in custody pending investigation.
According to the first responder, who also lives on Rivera Street, the neighborhood had enjoyed a period of calm for quite some time. Unfortunately, it seems they may have celebrated that peace a bit too soon.
We boast that this is one of the best neighborhoods on the south side, because then, well, I could tell I say, my neighbors they go about and say, problem nobody, always people come wrong as son. Try to pick some kind of bone, and like, we try to explain to the police there. Inside there, when I go do what they're supposed to do, they start and target we in the neighborhood, and it's one of the peacefulest neighborhoods. Nobody try to be violent or go on and say, no, all the young boys try the positive, bro.
Trayson's grandmother is struggling to understand what he could have possibly done to deserve such violent attacks both times.
I don't really know what he do outright for him, cause all I from the first one to this one, yeah. Well, I know this one doesn't really him, but the first one I don't know what really him do, cause I live down here, he lives at Mahoney Heights.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.
The search for 20-year-old Joshua Hall has ended in grief. His bullet-riddled body was discovered in the Dominguez layout area of Corozal town. On December 23rd, Hall was reported missing by his family after he failed to return home from his routine sign-in at the Corozal police station, a requirement of his bail conditions for a robbery charge he received a month earlier. After a week of relentless searching, Hall's lifeless body was found and taken to the Corozal Community Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. Here's News 5's Brittany Gordon with more details.
It's been a week since 20-year-old Joshua Hall was reported missing by his family, but the search ended in tragedy on Sunday. The San Antonio resident was found shot to death, hidden among the bushes in the Dominguez layout area in Corozal District. The last place Hall was seen alive was the Corozal police station on December 23rd, where he signed in just before 9 a.m.
On Sunday, the 29th day of December 2024, upon information received, police visited the Dominguez layout area in Corozal, where they saw the lifeless body of a male person with gunshot injuries. He was identified as Joshua Hall, who had been reported missing the week before. He was seen with gunshot injuries, and a bicycle was found in the area. Information he had gone to the station to sign a season bail. Thereafter, he left on his bicycle. Sometime thereafter, he was reported missing.
In November, Joshua Hall was released on bail for a robbery charge with the condition that he sign at the police station every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Hall had been faithfully following this routine until the day he vanished, with no security footage or witness statements to confirm that Hall left the police station. Rumors of police involvement in his disappearance started to swirl. Senior Superintendent Chris Noble addressed these claims earlier today.
Based on the allegations that the family has brought forward, we are looking into it. We have the professional standard branch that are in Corozal, and they are doing what they need to do. The family did have an independent person contact me, and I asked that person to speak to the family to dissuade any notion that the police would be involved.
The family also claims that Joshua had been threatened by an officer and targeted during previous run-ins with the law. Senior Superintendent Chris Noble stated that the matter had been referred to the Professional Standards Branch for investigation.
Based on that is where we are with the Professional Standard Branch. That's one. Two, I will not go further than what the family has said, because that is a matter that can be taken up legally by the person named.
While the search for Joshua was still ongoing, his sister, Eden Hall, explained that his behavior was changing for the better, particularly since he was expecting to become a father very soon.
I know my brother wasn't perfect. I won't come on here and pretend like he was a saint. But after all, he's our family. And, you know, it's the worst feeling to go to not know anything and trying to find and cannot find anything.
Yeah. But how did his behavior stand after being released though? Like, did it improve, or was he still?
It did improve. With the baby on the way, we were seeing a lot of changes. We were trying, like I said, we have a very supportive family. We look out for each other and we're very close to one another. So we were trying with him. He was trying to maintain his behavior. So like I said, he wasn't involved in anything that we know of.
Hall's family had pulled together a $5,000 reward for anyone with information leading to his discovery. Before he was found, his sister, Ayana Hall, shared that the hardest part was not knowing what had happened to her brother.
Honestly, I want to tell you that the worst feeling ever. We had plans as a family for Christmas. We had his baby shower on Sunday because the baby is due January 8th. Anytime now, then they expect the baby. And him excited for the baby and he did try. He was trying. I can't tell you what happened, and I know, like I said, we probably won't see him again, but we at least as his family, we want closure, guys.
Noble said that police are looking into all possible motives, including Hall's previous interactions with the law.
Our investigation is correct. It is still fluid, and we're looking into the angles, one brought forth by the family and others that we are getting leads into.
Brittany Gordon for News 5.
A tragic incident occurred in San Ignacio on Saturday when a local wanderer, identified as Carlos Lara, was brutally hacked to death in a remote part of town. His badly mutilated body was discovered by residents who quickly alerted the police. ACP Gilberto Romero provided further details on this gruesome case.
On Sunday, the 29th of December, police responded to the discovery of a body in the Cayo district. Upon arrival, they saw the lifeless body of a male person with several chop wounds. He was identified as Carlos Lara. Information that he left his home around 10:30, and thereafter was found lifeless in that area with several chop wounds.
Is there anything that you all have that indicates, is that a property he regularly visited? Was that a known route?
Always is around the San Ignacio area. He is seen late hours out, so we are not sure what he was doing in that particular area at the time.
Were you all aware of any threats he may have received or any rival?
Not that we know of. We do not know of any threats.
He was very viciously chopped multiple times. An instrument, was there a murder weapon or a suspected murder weapon found nearby?
No, sir.
A suspect in the murder of Richard Aranda has been arrested and charged by Dangrega police. 24-year-old Jahim Bradley, a fisherman from Dangrega, has been arraigned on a murder charge. As we reported, Aranda was walking along Sabal Street on Christmas night when two men on a motorcycle approached him. One of them, believed to be Bradley, opened fire, fatally wounding Aranda. Despite being rushed to the Southern Regional Hospital, he succumbed to his injuries. Here's more from Assistant Commissioner of Police, Gilberto Romero.
Police responded to a shooting incident in Dangrega. Upon arrival, they learned that a male person had been taken to the hospital for treatment. The police visited the hospital where they found Richard Aranda with several gunshot injuries. Information is that he was in an area in Dangriga when he was approached by two persons on a motorcycle, one who fired several shots towards his direction. He thereafter succumbed to his injuries. There is one person in custody we expect to charge sometime today.
Was it related to what? Do you all know the motive?
No, we just know that they had some rivalry with some persons. That is all we know.
Was it drug related?
I cannot confirm.
A man who managed to evade the police for nearly 2 months after a stabbing incident in the Conch Shell Bay area was finally detained over the weekend and charged with attempted murder, use of deadly means of harm, and dangerous harm. The suspect, 34-year-old Dorian Richard Garnett, a mechanic from Hattieville Village, was arraigned late this evening in the Belize City Magistrates Court. Appearing unrepresented before Chief Magistrate Jayani Wegodapola in Court Number 1, Garnett faced 3 serious charges. Allegedly on November 1st, 2024, he attempted to murder 35-year-old Mark Usher during a stabbing incident in Conch Shell Bay. Garnett was also charged with using a deadly instrument, specifically a knife, to cause dangerous harm to Usher. Due to the severity of the offenses, bail was denied, and Garnett was remanded to the Belize Central Prison until February 28, 2025. In court, Garnett admitted, quote, "I never meant to stab him, but it done happen," end quote. He then expressed his desire to plead guilty to avoid wasting the court's time. However, given the nature of the charges, no plea was taken, and the chief magistrate ensured Garnett understood the charges against him. Garnett, who had been on the run and successfully eluded the police, was finally apprehended over the weekend. Mark Usher, the victim, was stabbed once in the chest and had to be rushed to the hospital. Coming up, tourist loses all her belongings when rental car was burnt.
In Belize, we value our families, we value our communities, we value our neighbors. 90% of Belizeans think it's time for laws that protect all of us and reflect society at its best. 94% of Belizeans agree that public spaces in Belize should be more accessible to people living with disabilities. In Belize, we believe in fair treatment and supporting one another. We know that our beautiful country is at its best when we come together for the greater good. 2 out of 3 Belizeans support a new law to prevent discrimination in employment and public spaces. It shouldn't matter where we come from, who we love, or what we look like. Belizeans deserve to live our best lives. It's time for laws that protect all of us and reflect our society at its best. Equal Opportunities Bill. Belize, we're ready.
My name is Leomar Langzert and I'm a teacher and I bank with Belize Bank Independence Branch. What I enjoy is the safety features that the app offers. I have a sense of not having to worry or be concerned about somebody finding my password and username to sign in the application because of the use of the one-time password. And another feature that I love, that I use the most, is how the app synchronizes with my fingerprint on my device. I enjoy the rapid and easy, seamless process to apply for loans through the Belize Bank, and I don't have to be having too much back and forth to visit or take time to visit the bank. They also start to offer the online applications through the app for loan applications, which I believe is very neat. I would definitely recommend Belize Bank to other teachers because one of all the features and advantages that the app offer. With these online that Belize Bank offered is basically everything that you can do in the palm of your hand. So I would definitely recommend the bank to other teachers.
Are you looking for a career where success has vast potential? As an agent with RFNG Life Insurance, you'll be a part of a dynamic team that values ambition and hard work. Our agents enjoy numerous benefits, including flexible working hours, high earning potential, and thorough training programs. Why is becoming an agent important? Because you get to shape your future. You will help clients achieve their dreams, and in doing so, you'll achieve yours. Starting on your first day, you'll receive thorough training and continuous professional development. Our cutting-edge tools and resources will equip you to excel in the field. Achieving your goals as an agent is simple with our well-defined roadmap to success. We provide mentorship, performance incentive, and a vibrant community to help you stay motivated and on track. Our support network is second to none. You'll have access to experienced mentors, a collaborative team environment, and recognition programs that help you celebrate your milestones and achievements. Contact us today and become a part of something extraordinary. RFNG Life Insurance, your future, our commitment.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you've been waiting for. In this corner, we have the masters of limitless power and unbeatable connection. Pioneers of 4G LTE in Belize. It's the undefeated champion, Smart. And in the other corner, struggling to keep up, it's the other guy. Fight! Tired of getting blow after blow from a plan with the other guys? It's time to tap out and join the winning postpaid plan provider. Smart's postpaid plans are a total knockout to the competition, and they have once again powered up their postpaid plans. Sign up for one of Smart's boosted postpaid power plans today and experience the victory of superior service. Smart, bringing people together.
Are you a forward-thinking farmer ready to adopt climate-smart practices? The future of farming is resilient, sustainable, and profitable, and we are here to help you achieve just that. Whether cultivating half an acre or 200 acres, DFC offers affordable financing options and a matching grant up to $12,000 for Window 1 and up to $60,000 for Window 2 to help make your farm climate-smart, withstand unpredictable weather patterns, and adopt practices that enhance productivity and efficiency. This program is ideal for farmers and cooperatives. Women farmers are highly encouraged to take advantage. Join us in creating a resilient and sustainable agricultural future for Belize. Apply now and take the next step towards a stronger, greener tomorrow.
"2024, a year of triumphs, challenges, and unforgettable moments. Join us as we take you on a journey through the stories that shaped Belize. From challenges and tragedy to heartwarming human stories, this year had it all. Don't miss our special end-of-year review, where we bring you the best of 2024. We live the moments that made us cheer, the stories that changed our lives, and the acts of kindness that restored our faith in humanity. Join us for an unforgettable evening as we celebrate the highs, reflect on the lows, and look forward to a brighter future. Tune in to News 5 for our 2024 year in review. See you on New Year's Eve.
About the phasing out of single-use plastics and the enactment of pollution from the plastics regulations. One of the key components in this regulation states that for an item to be considered biodegradable, it must consist of more than 50% of bio-based content. Here, you will find out how the Department of the Environment determines what items meet the criteria and what equipment is being used to guide that process.
Since 2019, the Department of the Environment has been working with CFAS in doing microplastics. Through this project, CFAS has donated 2 microscope Fourier transform infrared spectroscopy equipment to strengthen capacities on monitoring and enforcement to reduce marine litter and plastic pollution. The FTIR can be used to identify unknown materials. The Department of the Environment will use the equipment to determine the composition of single-use plastics and biodegradable products to enforce the environmental protection, pollution from plastics regulations.
While we have a long way to go with the implementation of the pollution from plastics regulation, having this equipment is one step closer. For more information on what's being done about biodegradables and ways you can help, visit our website at www.doe.gov.bz.
Tonight, we'll share details of a devastating fire that destroyed 2 apartment buildings, leaving 12 families homeless in San Pedro town. The blaze broke out early Sunday morning at the Centavos Apartments on Sea Star Drive, near its junction with Coconut Drive. Thankfully, no one was injured, but the victims lost everything, including 3 beloved dogs that were chained in the yard. The buildings, valued at around $500,000, were insured. News 5's Marian Ali visited the island and brought us this report.
I was home sleeping. Something told me to wake up. So I get up, I sit down at the bed and I explain to my commander, I tell her that now this room I feel warm. So we both leave it after that, we are banging on the door. Police, police, police. So we actually jump out. You know, kind of door was hooked from outside. We make my stepson hook the door from outside. You know, so get the police come and tell her open the door. So we come out and say fire.
George Noralberto and his family watched in horror from their apartment in the second building as the first building was engulfed in flames. Before they or any other residents could salvage their belongings, the fire spread rapidly, gutting both buildings. Nelson Middleton, the manager of the apartment complex, was in the Cayo district when he received the devastating news. He also lost his living space in the blaze. From what he's heard, he believes the second building could have been saved.
I won't blame the fire department because we have to work with what we got. But what happened could have saved at least one of the buildings, because when the fire department reached on site, the second building was not even on fire yet. Next one was already engulfed in fire, so I don't know what happened. So, but I mean, we have to be more careful when we go on the scene of those fires. I mean, we know we can't save one building, then we try to save the other one, because then if we have saved the other one, the next victim wouldn't have lost everything.
The firefighting efforts started with a bucket brigade before the fire trucks arrived, but even their combined efforts couldn't save the second building or the 3 dogs that were chained up by one of the families. Sadly, the dogs perished in the blaze. Next door, Manuel Baki was fortunate that his house only suffered minor roof damage. He believes the bucket brigade saved his home.
The first thing I did, I started putting up my golf cart, grabbed some documents, and by the time I'm done with that, the fire is already spread out to the next neighbors. The whole building was already engulfed. I could have got the worst damage if we didn't have manpower, because the fire pump didn't run out of water. So all these areas just were like, it's mostly manpower was throwing water over here, buckets and buckets and buckets of water. So we also got water from the neighbor by the pool, so we got a pump to pump water, and that's why my house didn't get burned down.
Baki mentioned that many of the victims are school children. He added that 4 of them had to be rescued from the blaze.
And we had children that are students that are going to school. They don't have no books, no pencils. And I have one who is going to high school right here. She lost everything, her laptop and I mean, they really need some help because school is about to open next week. All these people are homeless right now.
And then some dogs as well died.
Yes, we had like 3 dogs that died because they were tied up, which is very, very sad, you know. And I was made to understand that we had 4 kids that they were rescued too because they were locked in.
The Belize Fire Service in San Pedro received a call around 2 a.m. on Sunday and quickly dispatched 2 fire trucks to the scene. Their preliminary report reveals that the blaze destroyed 2 buildings, a van, an Isuzu SUV, and a motorcycle parked across the street. Early investigations suggest the fire started in a bakery on the lower floor of the front building. There's speculation that the blaze was intentionally set by a bakery employee who had a dispute with the owner. Nelson Middleton, apartment complex manager, says the losses are significant.
We lost cash because we collect rent, so we lost cash, we lost computer, we lost everything. Yeah.
And that the fact that this happened at this time of year, just after the Christmas, just before the New Year's, I'm sure that in itself has some effect on you all.
Of course, both buildings is over $500,000 Belize. And with the last, with all the property, with the victim properties and everything, it's really more. So a huge loss.
The victims, who have all found relatives and friends to stay with, will be getting assistance in the coming days. Reporting for News 5, I'm Marion Ali.
Today, News 5 caught up with Belize Rural South Area Representative Andre Perez, who also serves as the Minister of Disaster Risk Management, overseeing NEMO. He shared that the ministry is actively working to provide aid to the many victims and those affected. Perez mentioned that they have already received stovetops, as well as food and health packages to distribute to those in need.
As part of our department, which is the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, is also providing all the assistance that we can in terms of humanitarian. They're providing the stovetops, mattresses, food packets, as well as health packages as well. So all of these things, and also in conjunction with the Department of Human Services, we are all working together. We're doing our very best to assistance in something like this is so sudden, and we didn't. In times like these, right, in very difficult times. So we're all doing our part.
All right. Do you know how soon these people can receive the assistance, Minister?
I think already they are getting it.
The San Pedro Lions Club is stepping up to support the fire victims, collecting anything that can be of use or value. In times of misfortune, San Pedranos always come together, and this time is no different. Today, News 5 visited the Lions Den in San Pedro, where the community was in full swing, gathering clothes and other essential items for the victims. Club member Marina Kay shared that they are planning a barbecue sale for early January to raise funds for the fire victims. And there's also an ongoing dollar drive to help out.
The families are coming in and taking what they feel that they are going to be using, what they need.
And so far, what have you gotten?
Well, we've gotten clothes more than anything, some household items, and we are receiving cash donations. The minute something like this happens, we start receiving messages. Are you guys going to be collecting? Are you guys going to be doing a dollar drive? You need our help. So people in the community do come out because they already know that Lions will be the first responders to these kinds of tragedies.
And how has the response been? What's your thoughts on how San Pedranos have actually bonded together to be there for each other?
Well, it has always been a very close connection among the people. A lot of people, although they don't know you, they will care, and the community will come together. Many are calling, many are asking for the Lions Bank account. They want to do as maybe a $20 donation, but like we say, every dollar counts, every dollar helps. So we're asking to go into our Facebook page, and we have posted our Lions Bank account. So we'll be putting all the money together, and then we'll be dividing it among the 12 families equally.
And the items?
And the item, well, like I said, they're all different ages and sizes, so they're coming in and picking what would be good for them, what fits them.
One of the suspects believed to be involved in the arson of 3 vehicles totaling almost $500,000 is now behind bars, awaiting bail at the High Court. 22-year-old Manuel Anthony Morales, a construction worker from San Hill Village, appeared before Chief Magistrate Jayani Wegodapola this afternoon. He was read 3 counts of arson, but did not enter a plea due to the severity of the charges. Allegedly on December 22, 2024 in Belize City, Morales and others intentionally set fire to a black 2022 Escalade valued at $250,000 owned by Bob Hutchandani, which was parked in front of his residence on Barrack Road. He is also accused of destroying a 2023 gray Audi Q7 worth $150,000, also owned by Bob Hutchandani, and a brown Chevy Silverado valued at $85,000 owned by Sanjay Hutchandani. The prosecutor objected to bail, citing the grave nature of the offense and the substantial damages involved. He also highlighted the strength of the prosecution's case, including surveillance footage, and expressed concerns that Morales might flee or interfere with the ongoing investigation. Additionally, there are fears for Morales' safety, as others involved might harm him to prevent him from naming them. Chief Magistrate Wegodapola agreed with the prosecutor's objections and denied bail, remanding Morales to prison. His next court date is set for January 28, 2025. A Pennsylvania tourist's dream vacation in Belize took a dramatic turn when a rental car burst into flames, leaving her with nothing but the clothes on her back. Rachel Goldman had just rented a 2013 Ford Escape from AQ Auto Rentals for her 6-day tour of Belize. On Friday, while cruising down the John Smith Link Road around midday, she noticed smoke billowing from the hood. Acting quickly, she pulled over, but within moments, the car exploded into a fiery inferno. Rachel managed to escape unharmed, but her passport, credit card, iPhone 12, and all her clothes were lost in the blaze. Authorities are still trying to figure out what caused the fire. Despite the scare, Rachel is safe, though undoubtedly shaken by the ordeal. After the break, Baja confirms screwworm infestation contained to 1 animal in Toledo. But first, here's the latest weather update from the Belize Met Service.
Climate change is everyone's business, so you can never be too old or too young to get involved and know what you can do to make a difference. An individual change, simple actions such as the proper disposal of your garbage, turning off the lights when not in use, or even cutting down how much gas you use can help with the survival of the place you call home.
The environment, river, the forests has always been a part of what we do for fun. You know, we go to the river to swim, we go to the forest to play catch, to play hide and seek. And so this has always been a part of my life growing up, even up to now. I enjoy hiking, I enjoy going to the Chiquibull Forest, I enjoy going to different areas across the country, the Keys. And so it's always been intertwined in what I do for enjoyment.
The love for the place he calls home is what inspired San Ignacio resident Sumit Betancourt to pursue a degree in natural resource management. Now, Betancourt is not only the emissions factor officer for the government of Belize, but he's also a successive negotiator for the Belize delegation at the United Nations Conference of the Parties, dealing with the heavily discussed Article 6 of the Paris Agreement, which focuses on climate finance.
To have the opportunity to be able to be a part of that, to be able to push for Belize to ensure that we maintain what we have now for not only my current generation, but for my little niece, my little nephew, you know, my cousins, my family, everyone growing up in Belize. Because truly the way some actions across the world are going, it's really having an impact on us.
The youth voice at COP is critical, and that space is provided through YOUNGO, the Young Non-Governmental Organizations, which is the official children and youth constituency of the UNFCCC. During the first ever Climate Week in Belize in mid-October, a youth declaration was created and was included in YOUNGO's Global Statement on Youth.
This is cross-generational, multi-generational, and so the youth voice is critical in this fight. You know, we can't do this without informing the youth, without informing my generation and for the generations to come. So without us, it is impossible to fight and actually start to winning the fight against climate change.
Young people have been around for quite time within the youth space of international climate space, and we believe that it's really important because young people can contribute with a lot of recommendation. Young people are affected by climate change, so we know what's happening. So we have the solution, we can innovate, we are professionals, and we think that we can provide the positive solution and bring them to the table.
And there are many more like Salgado who are resolute in wanting to be a part of the change. UNICEF's Regional Climate Change Advisor for Latin America and the Caribbean region, Reyes Lopez, is impressed by the youth turnout and participation this year.
This is the first time there is a youth pavilion. So that speaks really loud about how late I'm beginning to include children and youth into the conversation, into the climate processes. So I think it's really important to start from that basis. Speaking with different negotiators, different colleagues at the COP, we have seen that still we have a lot to do to advance the rights of children in the negotiations. The climate crisis is a child crisis. It's a crisis that is not in the future, it's happening now. And the most impacted are children who have little agency, who have not the economic resources to bounce back, not a political kind of like a push to really make the decisions or voices heard. So we are really aiming to have these platforms for them to speak out.
Lopez feels, however, that there can be more participation by Caribbean youth.
For this COP, maybe because it's too far, I haven't seen much representation from the Caribbean. So I think it's a point to really highlight. We want for them to be part of the conversation. Young people who are interested can really do their fair share by recycling, by learning about the science about climate change, about engaging with local organizations, about engaging within themselves with different ideas. We are really pushing for governments to include young people to be part of the delegations that sit at the table and negotiate. And we have clear good examples from the region.
There are multiple levels of participation in the climate change battle, and as Betancourt puts it, a country's resilience starts at the community level.
Most recently in Hurricane Lisa, there were multiple organizations, youth organizations and youth in general who contributed to recovery. You know, you see these actions and you know, my personal friends are there. You can see it in the news. And so it's as simple as you wanting to contribute in any effort within your community.
Reporting for News 5 from COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, I'm Dwayne Moody.
My name is Kenneth Chiak. I'm in Standard 6 and I'm attending United Evergreen Primary School. Thank you, BEL. This is actually the very first time I decided to try something out. Feels good, really good. I'm cruising down the road with wind rushing through my hair, my favorite song playing on the radio. But suddenly, I hear a loud honk and screeching tires. I look up and see a car swerving into my lane. In that moment, everything changes. I can't return to an hour before and reset time. If only I had followed the little slogan a mile back, eyes on the road, mind on the drive, drive safe to arrive alive, I wouldn't have been here.
I think engaging students in this competition is a great initiative because it gets them to start thinking about safety. It helps them in the critical thinking, and these students are the same students who are going to be our engineers, doctors, specialists. We are most grateful to BEL for the prize money that was won by our student Kenrick Chiak in the competition. That money has been put to good use to buy 10 projectors that we're going to use in the classroom to enhance teaching and learning.
Tell me, what about our one today?
I recently did a Red Gal video. I get more views than Harriet.
And you know one person had the nerve to post that I don't not even a red girl? I mean, like, what that mean anyway?
Well, here what about me? Every time I go buy meat pie, and I go, so, nothing in there. Nothing. So this is my issue. I over 18. I don't want no one artist. And you could believe my man still expect me for wash dishes? I don't got time for that. I out there for dishes. Yes.
And you, sir?
Well, I don't really got them kind of problems, you know. Ever since I switched to DJ and signed up for my unlimited postpaid plan, life stress-free. Nothing bother me or my connection no more.
The Social Security Board, in collaboration with the Labor Department, takes this opportunity to remind insured persons of the requirements for compensation when on sick leave. Any employee who has worked with an employer for at least 2 months is entitled to 16 working days of sick leave with full pay every year. This is how it works. Upon approval of a sickness or injury benefit claim by SSD, 80% of the employee's weekly insurable earnings is paid as a Social Security benefit, and the difference in the employee's salary is paid by the employer. This is to ensure that the employee does not suffer any loss of wages when ill. After 16 days, compensation for sick leave is paid as a Social Security benefit only. Some conditions apply. This message is brought to you by the Social Security Board and the Labor Department. Social Security Board, safeguarding you, your family, your future.
At Belize Signs, we turn your ideas into reality. Whether it's billboards that command attention, banners that set the stage, or car decals that make a statement, we've got you covered. From lighted signs that shine in the darkest nights to magnetic signs that are easily interchangeable, we offer a wide range of options like billboards, banners, vehicle decals, lighted signs, magnetic signs, acrylic signs, metal signs, PVC signs, aluminum signs, vehicle wraps, vinyl prints, 3D lettering, awnings, wall murals, and a whole lot more. We're not just sign makers, we're brand enablers. Visit us today.
On December 26, 2024, the Belize Agricultural Health Authority, BAHA, received a report about a suspicious wound on an animal in southwestern Toledo. The wound was suspected to be caused by New World screwworm, a highly destructive parasite that typically targets livestock and other animals. In response, the Ministry of Agriculture quickly dispatched technical teams to the area for a thorough assessment. Earlier today, the Ministry of Agriculture and its partners held a press conference to share details on their response to the infestation. Here's Dr. Roxana Alvarez, Animal Health Director of BAHA, with more information.
Upon arrival at the farming establishment, a 6-month-old Brangus heifer was observed penned in a corral. Closer inspection found a suspicious seeping wound on her right ear near her ear tag. A total of 59 larvae were removed. The wound was treated with Ciperchlor, which is cypermethrin, gentian violet, pine and citronella oil, Comafos powder, and ivermectin was administered subcutaneous. No other wound was found on the animal, and no other animals in the herd presented lesions, wounds, or infestations. The producer was informed that his farm was under quarantine and therefore he would not be allowed to move any animals in or out of the establishment. He was also advised that follow-up technical visits would be necessary. He was given advice on treatment and preventative measures for his entire herd. The samples were transported to the BAHA Entomology Laboratory, and preliminary findings by the BAHA entomologist indicated New World screwworm. We are awaiting confirmation by COPEG. The nearest positive case from the suspected case in Quiquesarco is in Modesto Mendez, Guatemala, which is approximately 11.83 miles in a straight line. We have been on high alert for months. As the minister mentioned, we have had an aggressive education and outreach program coupled with active surveillance. We have done well at preventing infestations, and I must acknowledge the vital role stakeholders have played. In this specific instance, the producer, his neighbors, and the community of Criquesarco acted with caution, consistently inspected their animals, and immediately notified Baja of wounds with larvae, also known as worms. This was crucial to our immediate response.
On Thursday, a screwworm case popped up in Criquesarco Village, Toledo District, causing quite a stir. Since October, over 235 technical experts have been trained in preventing and controlling New World screwworms, and 425 farms and homes have been inspected for these pesky pests. Belize had been free of any outbreak signs until now. The Ministry of Agriculture confirmed that last week's infestation was limited to just one animal on a southern Belize farm, which has since been treated. Minister of Agriculture Jose Abelardo May shared insights on where they believe the outbreak originated.
How did the worms get there? And Dr. Alvarez explained that it's a fly, and it flies distances. The team on the ground is doing a thorough investigation. So far, we will show you right now where the case was found. There is no direct contact with the community in Guatemala, 11 miles away from Criquesarco. There's no connection, no road. So if you look on the map, you will see Criquesarco, and you look down at the corner where Belize and Guatemala meet. That area there is where Modesto is. That's the last case found in Guatemala sometime last week. So the distance between these two communities is 11 miles. So there's no road that leads directly from Modesto Mendez to Criquesarco. And that is why we are assuming that the fly may have flown in from Guatemala into Belize. If you look on the Guatemalan territory south of Sarstoon, all the cleared area you see there is all farmland, they're all farms. So we have to assume that there is a population of fertile flies, and one of them may have found its way into Belize. If you look where Criquesarco is, it is central southern Toledo. And so that is where we're assuming that the fly had to fly in to Belizean territory and found an open wound, and that is where we have the case today.
The Ministry of Agriculture has confirmed a single case of screwworm in southern Belize. Earlier this year, Mexico warned that if Belize reported any screwworm cases, livestock exports to Mexico would be halted for up to a year. However, at today's press briefing, Minister of Agriculture Jose Abelardo May reassured everyone that Belize's trade won't be affected by this incident. May has been in touch with Mexico's new Minister of Agriculture, Dr. Julio Berdegui, who has pledged his full support to Belize. Here's more on that.
When we met last 2 weeks in Palenque, Chiapas, one of the main topics discussed was the new export protocol. At that time, they were still banned from exporting into the U.S. But a few days after, the U.S. gave them a new protocol saying that you can export, but these are the new conditions. A while ago, Dr. Berdegui got in contact with us and his Senacica office, saying that they're almost completing the new protocols for Belize's export to Mexico. It means that we will not lose a day of exporting cattle to Mexico. Our cattle exports will continue, of course, with a different protocol. But one of the most important protocols to us is the reduction of quarantine time from 21 days to 7 days. You will know that 1 million animals find its way into Mexico from Central America. And much of it is informal. So the formal trade is competing with the informal trade. The cost of exporting cattle formally is very high as compared to exporting the informal. So Mexico is of the view that if we manage to lower the cost of exporting formally, then the majority of cattle then will go into Mexico legally with all the protocols being put in place. So for us, that is a blessing. I believe it's an example where you convert a challenge into an opportunity. And so Dr. Verdaguer and Mexico have been very understanding of us, and not a single day of cattle export will be lost because of this case of screwworm in Belize.
When we return, investigating the need for inclusive infrastructure for children with disabilities.
Driving around, particularly during this holiday season, can be quite an experience. Families are out shopping and the streets are buzzing with excitement. It reminds me that this season is all about connections, and it starts with how we treat each other, even on the road. When I'm behind the wheel, I always remind myself that being on the road is more than just following the rules. It's about looking out for each other and making sure we all get home safely to our families. This season, let's continue to be alert and be kind on the road. Be courteous, give way, and stay safe. A message from BEL.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you've been waiting for. In this corner, we have the masters of limitless power and unbeatable connections, pioneers of 4G LTE in Belize. It's the undefeated champion, Smart. And in the other corner, struggling to keep up, it's the other guy. Fight! Tired of getting blow after blow from a plan with the other guys? It's time to tap out and join the winning postpaid plan provider. Smart's postpaid plans are a total knockout to the competition, and they have once again powered up their postpaid plans. Sign up for one of Smart's boosted postpaid power plans today and experience the victory of superior service. Smart, bringing people together.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Aiwa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Aiwa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Aiwa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Aiwa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Aiwa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
In this season of joy, celebration, and spreading love, let us make sure that we keep the spirit alive by making responsible choices. Plan ahead and designate a sober driver before the celebrations.
here are some tips to ensure a safe and joyful holiday season.
If you've been drinking, don't drive. Encourage friends and family to make responsible choices. Look out for each other. Report suspected drunk drivers to your nearest law enforcement immediately.
This holiday season, let's make memories that last a lifetime. Let's ensure that everyone arrives home safely.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Discover a shopping experience like no other at the V Department Store. They carry a vast array of products at unbeatable prices. Elevate your shopping journey with affordability, diversity, and accessibility at the V. Conveniently located at 1745 Coney Drive in Belize City.
2024, a year of triumphs, challenges, and unforgettable moments. Join us as we take you on a journey through the stories that shaped Belize. From challenges and tragedy to heartwarming human stories, this year had it all. Don't miss our special end-of-year review, where we bring you the best of 2024. We live the moments that made us cheer, the stories that changed our lives, and the acts of kindness that restored our faith in humanity. Join us for an unforgettable evening as we celebrate the highs, reflect on the lows, and look forward to a brighter future. Tune in to News 5 for our 2024 year in review. See you on New Year's Eve.
So tell me, do you feel it in the air? Time to spread the Christmas cheer. Singing Christmas time is here. It's my favorite time of year.
Hey, yeah. Hi, hello.
Bring your own papa and come over. We got ham and turkey for the neighbor. Smell the fresh new paint and new sofa. Let's spread the joy together. So tell me, do you feel it in the air? Time to spread the Christmas cheer. Singing Christmas time is here. It's my favorite time of year. La 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 la, it's Christmas. Yeah, it's a Belizean Christmas. La 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 la, it's Christmas. Yeah, it's a Belizean Christmas. Take a trip downtown to see the Christmas lights. Gather around as the children smile. Staying up all night, hear the dynamite. See the flashing lights as we all unite. Let's celebrate together. The children are filled with laughter, spreading love and cheer with my friends and family. Oh, it's a merry, merry Christmas.
This holiday season, we're keeping you connected to what matters to you most. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from Smart. Smart, bringing people together.
La formación del Centro Neurológico del Hospital Galenia es que esas enfermedades que son altamente complejas y que muchos de nuestros pacientes tenían que emigrar hacia otra parte de la República u otra parte de México, ahora puedan ser atendidos aquí.
La atención quirúrgica en el centro neurológico se forma dentro de un grupo multidisciplinario que incluye tanto neurólogos, médicos internistas, ortopedistas, neurocirujanos, pediatras. Y este esfuerzo que se ha realizado para conjuntar todos los especialistas es para siempre brindar al paciente un abordaje multidisciplinario y transversal. Evidentemente, mientras más rápido podamos llegar al diagnóstico de los pacientes, más rápido podemos tratarlos, resolverlos y por ende mejor resultado vamos a tener al final. Entonces creo que la prioridad y el fundamento principal de un proyecto como este es justamente eso, que no se pierda tiempo de forma innecesaria para poder al final del día llegar al mejor de los resultados con un tratamiento completo, integral y oportuno. Y las visiones desde diferentes perspectivas nos permiten tener pues el mejor tratamiento y la mejor opción para el paciente.
Tenemos la capacidad técnica, operativa, profesional y la infraestructura de poder establecer una atención neurológica de alta calidad.
As natural disasters become increasingly frequent and severe, the need for inclusive infrastructure in emergency shelters has never been more urgent. In Belize, where the threat of hurricanes and other disasters looms year-round, a significant gap exists in the country's ability to provide safe, accessible refuge for its most vulnerable populations, particularly children with disabilities. Despite the government's effort to prepare over 400 shelters nationwide, many are still ill-equipped to meet the needs of individuals with disabilities. The following investigative piece delves into the critical shortcomings of shelter infrastructure, the ongoing challenges faced by children with disabilities during evacuations, and the steps being taken or overlooked in ensuring their safety and well-being during times of crisis. Hippolyta Novello reports.
As natural disasters intensify, so does the urgency to ensure that every Belizean is able to seek refuge during times of crisis. But for children with disabilities, Belize's emergency shelters remain dangerously inadequate. The pressing need for inclusive infrastructure in these shelters have never been more apparent, especially as the threat of hurricanes and other natural disasters looms year-round. In Belize, over 400 shelters have been designated for use during emergencies, yet many are still not equipped to accommodate individuals with disabilities. Schools, churches, and public buildings are often used as shelters, but their multi-purpose nature makes them ill-suited for disaster relief. For instance, bathroom facilities and accessibility features are insufficient, and the needs of children with disabilities remain overlooked. According to Daniel Mendez, the National Emergency Coordinator at the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, 2 shelters have been identified as fully accessible to individuals with disabilities in Belize City, the Inspiration Center and the Education Building.
It's important for us to look at the needs of children in disaster situations. Children and persons with disabilities are some of the most vulnerable persons. It is important for us to look at them in particular because we know across the world children are the ones most impacted by disasters. We do have a committee that looks at the needs of persons with disabilities, and that committee is the one that knows where the populations are, and reaches out to those persons. So there is a special plan for those persons if there's a need for evacuation, and we do have people who look after that particular issue. It's an area that we will continue. We currently have, and we know that needs to be expanded and strengthened, and we will continue to do that in the future.
In 2023, Belize signed the Protocol for the Protection of Children and Adolescents in Emergencies and Disaster Situations, which focuses on ensuring integrated protection for children through a multi-sectoral approach during disasters. It serves as a guide for government agencies, civil society, the private sector, and international organizations in the stages of prevention, preparation, response, and recovery.
And that is an area that will continue to be rolled out. There's a specific plan for it. And we continue to work with our partner UNICEF to ensure that children are considered and that the plan is reflected in all of our operational plans. So it's an area that is being integrated into all our operational plans across the country.
The Inspiration Center provides a range of services for children with disabilities. It is one of the shelters designated for individuals with disabilities. Executive Director Jocelyn Lopez says that while there has been progress, including setting up shelters for disaster preparedness, there's still much more work to be done. Lopez says that the increasing population of children with disabilities has led to a growing demand for services at the center.
The population is a growing population. More children are being born with disabilities or diagnoses that contribute to these disabilities, and elderly people as well who suffer from disabilities. The population is a growing population. And Belize lacks allied health professionals. So because Belize lacks allied health professionals, most of our children come to us.
Evan Kaur is a community-based rehabilitation manager at the Inspiration Center and is part of CMO's Special Needs Disaster Response Team. He has witnessed firsthand the challenges and risks posed by inadequate facilities for children with disabilities in times of disasters. He says that accessibility for individuals with mobility issues goes beyond ramps for wheelchairs. He stressed the need for wide doors and accessible bathrooms for those with special needs. He also noted the importance of always having a medical doctor present, adequate transportation, a hot plate of food, and beds.
America, you can't bring somebody who has a disability and just let them stay on the floor. You need beds, and some of these people that come access they sometimes they have bed sores, and you have other complications that they really need to be in a bed. Through my experience, the first thing that parents would leave the children with disabilities as a last. The planning would be last for children with disabilities when it should be the first. The first. And like I said, some children would come with different health issues that we need to address.
While there has been progress in some areas, concerns persist about the slow implementations of laws designed to protect individuals with disabilities, especially children. The Disability Bill, which was ratified months ago, was just recently enacted, frustrating advocates like the late Kenrick Tales, who was the president of the Belize Assembly of Persons with Diverse Abilities, when we spoke with him a few days before his passing.
In the end, until the whole thing has been vetted out, and all the arms of it, and the legs and the feet and the office and the computers and a person in charge, and just like what you have with the AIDS Commission, they have a full office and a secretariat. They're functioning, they're working. Disability doesn't have that in place. I don't know how long it will take them to get that all in place, but if it takes them until the 4th of December, that's when. If it takes another 6 months, that's when too. So another 6 years. I would venture to say it wouldn't take 6 years, because we will be making enough noise beyond that.
But if they listen.
Yeah, well, that's the next thing. You can make all the noise you want. That is if they want to listen. It's taking too damn long. If they're serious about this, upon that assent, everybody who is supposed to be appointed would have been appointed already. You cannot have buildings being built in 2024 that you say, well, you need to go to the building authority. The building authority know damn well that this thing have to have a ramp, but it's not in place. So now when I get there now, I'm excluded because I can't access the building, because this is a commercial building. You want to carry on business here, but yet I don't have access. That shouldn't happen in 2020, not in Belize.
Reporting for News 5, Hipólito Novello.
On Friday, Belize Sugar Industries kicked off the 2024 to 2025 sugar crop with high hopes. Last season was a banner year, boasting record prices for sugarcane and the largest export of raw sugar in Belize's history. But the sweet success has turned a bit sour as the industry braces for challenges ahead. Farmers are battling fusarium disease, which has hit crops hard in Corozal, and poor weather conditions aren't helping. To make matters worse, the dreadful state of the sugar roads is making it nearly impossible for farmers to deliver their cane. Minister of Agriculture Jose Abelardo May assured that efforts are underway to tackle these issues.
I just have telephoned the chairman of Sugar Board, Mr. Osorio, The farmers met this morning and there are still concerns with Sugar Road, although MIDH is saying that in Corozal, the contracts have been completed up to 80%. So there seems to be some type of miscommunication regarding how many sugar roads are being done. Nevertheless, tomorrow I will proceed to meet with the cane farmers, and in my area we'll go over the area to see which roads have been repaired and which not. But the Prime Minister has also informed. I report to him daily on the matter of sugar industry, and if there is a need to fix the sugar roads, we have to do it. The only problem is that the weather has not been too cooperative. It rains on and off, and if it stops raining, then the soil is still wet and the trucks can't get in to dump. But it's not an excuse. I will follow up tomorrow, and if we need to fix sugar roads, we will do so.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at channel5belize.com, on our Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, good night.